Hello students, today we are going to learn the first chapter of class 12th reproduction in organism. So first question is what is reproduction? So reproduction is defined as a biological process in which an organism give rise birth to young ones which look like similar to itself या फिर similar to their parents. So reproduction enables the continuity of the species generation after generation. The next topic is life span. So the period from birth to the natural death of an organism is called its lifespan. Means any organism how many years it survive on the earth is known as its lifespan. But death is caused by naturally, not by accidental death. So lifespan of organism may be few minutes to several thousand years. So many organisms are there which survive only for one day or more than thousands of years in some plants. So the some of the organisms are given here and there the lifespan like elephant 60 to 75 years, rose 10 years, dog 25 years, cow 20 to 25 years, horse fruit fly only 30 days, tortoise 100 to 150 days, rice plant 3 to 4 months, and parrot about to 140 years. So whatever is the lifespan, death of every organism is bust must. It means no individual is immortal except some single cell like amoeba, the organism which are divide before the becoming old. So that's why the death of the amoeba is not occur. So what is the purpose of reproduction? For the continuity of a species, and there is variation is caused like in sexual reproduction. Third thing is life exists on the earth due to reproduction between organisms and population organization. Next thing, how many types of reproduction occur? So there are two types of mode of reproduction like asexual and sexual. So firstly we read the जो है asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction are they are uniparental. Gametes are not formed. If there is no formation of gametes, then there is no fertilization is occur. Third thing is only mitotic division is occur, and fourth thing is daughter organisms are generally identical to the parents because here is only mitotic division is occur, then there is no exchange of chromosomes. So it is also important that in asexual reproduction there is no variation is occur. Mostly asexual reproduction occurs in unicellular organisms like Monera and protists, many plants and some simple animals. So what are the types of asexual reproduction? First is fission. Fission, you have already learned this in class 8th, that is binary fission, or in class 10th. The fission is you learn the two types. There is a there is a binary fission and multiple fission. So what is a fission? This is the division of parent body into two or more daughter individuals identical to their parents. So first types of fission: binary fission, multiple fission, and plasmotomy. So what are the types of binary fission? This is binary fissions are of four types: simple binary fission, longitudinal binary fission, transverse, and obliques. Simple binary fission, it divides the any plane like in amoeba. Longitudinals is divide longitudinally like in euglena. The example is, and transverse, that is paramecium, and oblique certain bacterias. Okay, then next the multiple fission. In this process, the parent body is divided into many similar daughter individuals like amoeba and plasmodium. So what is plasmotomy? It is division of a multinucleate parent into many multinucleate daughter individuals with division of nuclei, opalina and pleomyxa. The next topic is budding. It is also a type of asexual reproduction when the reproduction takes place through the formation of a bud in the parent body, and after the maturation it detaches from the parent body and develop into the new individuals. This is called budding. So the example is yeast and in hydra there is budding is occur. So budding is of two types. First is external and second is internal. So you have already learned in class 10th in hydra the buds which develops on their body is external, and in some जो है organisms like जो है freshwater sponges, example spongilla, and a few marine sponges, buds are developed within the parent body. They are called gemmules or internal buds. Gemmules consist of a small group of cells known as archaeocytes, which enclosed by a protective coat. During favorable conditions, the mass of archaeocytes come out through micropyle and forms a new colony. The gemmules, the formation of gemmules image or figure is also given in your books. So please look that. Third types of asexual reproduction is fragmentation. Fragmentation, the parent body is divided into two or more than two parts, and each parts have the capability to develop into the new individuals. The examples of the fragmentation are sponges, sea anemone, echinoderms, Spirogyra, and Rhizopus. Next type of asexual reproduction is through the gemmy. Gemmy are the unicellular or multicellular papicules that detach from the parent body and grow into new individuals. In Merkensia, gemmy are cup-shaped. So, gemmy, you learn this gemmy in class 11th. The next type of asexual reproduction is spore formation. So spores are the minute single-celled, thin or thick-walled propagules. They are dispersive structure which also form new individuals. Spore formation is common in Monera, Protista, algae, and fungi. So motile spores are called zoospore, while the non-motile spores are named variously such as sporangiosperms, conidia, etc. So note this point that motile spores are called zoospores. So what is zoospores? They are generally naked, means without cell wall. The flagella help to swim in aquatic habitats. Examples are fungi. In fungi there is albugo and phytophthora, and algae. In algae there is Eulothrix and Chlamydomonas have motile spores. Second is conidia. They are formed in Penicillium and other Ascomycetes conidia. Conidia are non-motile spores produced singly or in chains by constriction at the tip of special hyphal branches called conidiospores. So next is vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction or vegetative propagation is the formation of new plants from the vegetative units or propagules such as bud, tubers, rhizomes, culms, etc. There are two types of vegetative propagation is occur. First is natural and second is artificial. You have to read only the natural vegetative propagation, not the artificial. Artificial is not given in your book. So what is the natural method? Vegetative propagation of the plant detach from the body of the mother and develop into new plants. Like first the root. Okay, root, the development of new individuals occur from the root is Dalbergia. Seesaw, that is sesame. In sesame plants the root, the new plant is arise from its root. In also the example of guava. Next is underground stems. So what are the underground stems from the new plant is arise? First is tubers. These have buds over their nodes or eyes like in potato. So potato is the underground stem from which the new plant is arise. And the next example is artichoke. Next type of vegetative propagation is bulbs. Bulbs are underground condensed shoots or stems which have one or more buds. These buds present inside the bulbs form new plants like garlic and onion. So garlic and onion are also the underground stem. The next time of natural propagation or natural vegetative propagation are corms. So corms are the unbranched swollen underground stems having circular nodes that have buds for daughter plants. Examples are colocasia, zamakind, or freesia. So fourth type of natural vegetative propagation is rhizomes. So underground stems have buds for formation of new aerial shoots during favorable conditions like banana, ginger, turmeric. And five like the suckers, slender and branched branches. Example is mint. Okay, the next is subaerial or creeper stems. Subaerials, subaerial. First is runners. These are narrow, green horizontal branches which develops at the base of the crown and root at intervals. Example, just like the doob grass and oxalis. Next is stolons. These are arc horizontal branches that develop at the base of a crown and help in vegetative propagation. Example is strawberry and vallisneria. So crown means the position of the node. Now next thing is offsets. Offsets you have observed this in aquatic plant like the water hyacinth and pistia. So these are the one internode long runners that occur in some aquatic plants. Breaking of offsets help in propagation, like in water hyacinth. This is also known as ecornia, or in Hindi there is jalkumbhi. The next topic is leaves. Leaves in bryophyllum, ठीक है, the leaves contain the adventitious buds. When these leaves detach from the parent body, then there is development of new individuals occur. And the next is bulbelles. These are multicellular fleshy buds that take part in vegetative propagation like in agave, lily, pineapple, oxalis are the examples of bulbelles. Advantage of asexual reproduction. The first advantage of asexual reproduction is that it is a very simple process. Second is it is quick mode of reproduction. Third, it is uniparental, so there is no mating is required. Fourth, only it is uniparental is near in nature, but it produce a large offspring. Fifth point, young ones genetically similar to their parents. So what are the disadvantages? Disadvantage that there is no variation is occur because in asexual reproduction only mitotic division is occur, so there is no exchange of chromosomes. That's why there is no variation is occur. Second point is they have no role in evolution. Third point is due to rapid multiplication it causes overcrowding. Have and fourth point is have less adaptability with change environment. So next thing is what is sexual reproduction? The process of development of new individuals through the formation and fusion of gametes. Sexual reproduction involves four processes. The first is formation of haploid cells, the gametes by gameto. What is gametogenesis? Gametogenesis is the formation of gametes. It have two processes like spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Spermatogenesis is occur in male while the oogenesis is occur in female. So by the spermatogenesis process there is formation of sperm occur, and oogenesis there is formation of ova occur. And the next point is fusion of gametes. So after this there is fusion of gametes occur in which the formation of zygote is occur, and then there is development of embryo from the zygote. The fourth point is growth of embryo into new individuals. Okay. So what are the phases in life cycle? In sexual reproduction there are three phases in an organism's life. First is juvenile phase, or it is also called vegetative phase in plants. Second is reproductive phase, means maturity phase, in which the organs of the organs are developed. Third is sessile phase, means aging. So, what is juvenile phase? It is the period of growth between the birth of an individual's up to reproductive maturity. Juvenile phase is known as vegetative phase in plants. Next is reproductive phase, also known as maturity phase, in which the reproductive organs develop and mature during the period called puberty. So, like in appearance of flowers in higher plants indicates sexual maturity. Sexually, there are two types of flowering plants. First is monocarpic and second is polycarpic. So, what are the monocarpic plants? The plants flower only once in their life is known as monocarpic. Like all annual plants, wheat, rice, these are flower only once in their life cycle. Or some biennial plants like carrot, radish, or in perennial plants like bamboo, which flower only once in their life cycle. Nilagranji flower once in 12 year only. Okay, the next is polycarpic. These plants are perennial and flower repeatedly at interval every year, like apple, mango, orange, grape, wine, etc. Some plants flower throughout the year. Example, China rose. Okay, the next thing is what is animal breeding? On the basis of times of breeding, animals are of two types. First is seasonal breeders, and second is continuous breeders. So seasonal breeders they reproduce at a particular period of year, such as frog, lizards, most birds, and deer. And the continuous breeders continuously breed throughout the year, like honeybee, queen, poultry, rabbit, mice, cattle. Okay, in females of placental mammals, there are cyclic changes in ovaries, accessory reproductive ducts, and hormones. In primates like monkey, apes, and humans, menstruation cycle is occur. So menstruation cycle is occur in which in menstruation cycle there is breakdown of the endometrial wall is occur. Inner means endometrium wall is the part of the जो है uterus. So and this is known as menstrual cycle. And in non-primates mammals like cows, sheep, rats, deer, dog, tigers, etc. is known as estrous cycle is occur. So in estrous cycle there is no flow of blood is occur, while in menstrual cycle there is flow of blood is occur. Third phase of life cycle is sessile phase, means aging. It begins at the end of the reproductive phase. Sessile is the last phase of the lifespan. It ultimately leads to the death. Next topic is events in sexual reproduction. So there are three events: pre-fertilization events, fertilization, and next is post-fertilization events. So what are the pre-fertilization events? There are two events. First is gametogenesis and second is gamete transfer. What is gametogenesis? I have already told you that the gametogenesis means the formation of gametes. There are two types of in gametogenesis there are two processes like the spermatogenesis and oogenesis. So formation of sperm is known as spermatogenesis and formation of ova is known as oogenesis. So let's learn. Process of formation of gametes called gametogenesis. In algae, the two gametes are so similar in structure, so they called homogametes or isogametes. When gametes are very similar in structure, just like in case of algae, they are known as isogametes or homogametes. What are the examples of the algae where the homogametes are found? Is Callidophora and Eulothrix. However, in most of sexually reproducing organisms, the gametes are morphologically dissimilar types. The male gametes are known as anthrozoids or sperm, and female gametes ova or egg, in which the one gamete is motile and other is non-motile. Next topic is sexuality in organisms. Sexual reproduction generally involves the fusion of gametes from two different individuals, but it is not always true. Okay, in some cases, like there is topic is parthenogenesis. When in parthenogenesis there is no fusion of gametes is occur, but the development of the new individuals occur like in bee. So parthenogenesis I will teach you in the last topic. Okay, in plants there are bisexual and unisexual. Bisexual have both male and female gametes, while unisexual have either female or male gametes. Bisexual is also known as homothallic or monoecious, and unisexual is also known as heterothallic or dioecious. In the case of animals, unisexual animals like cockroach, human, etc., and bisexual animals are known as hermaphrodites, yani which have both male and female sex organs like earthworm, leech, spongy, tapeworm, etc. Cell division during gametes formation. Gametes are the haploid, whether structures or cell producing them are haploid or diploid. The structures formed by the fusion of gametes is always diploid, like sperm and ova. They are haploid in nature. When they fuse together, they form the zygote, which is diploid in nature. Meiosis produces variation due to the crossing over, and gamete producing cells which undergo meiosis are called meiocytes, means gamete mother cells. So the next topic is gamete transfer. The two types of gamete must be brought together for fertilization. In majority cases, male gamete is motile while female is non-motile. But in some organisms like fungi and algae, male and female both are motile. In several simple plants, algae, bryophytes, and pteridophyte, water is the medium through which gamete transfer takes place. In seed plants, pollen grains are the carriers of gametes. So there is in plants there is pollen is carried uh, through the female parts, or if they have the both sex organs, then it fall on its same flower. Like you have already know the pollination. So there are two types of pollination. There is self pollination and cross pollination. When the pollen grains fall on the same plant's flower, then it is self pollination, and when it fall on the another plant, then it is called cross pollination. So pollen grain carry the male gametes, while the it is not necessary to pollen grains are fall on the same plant. That's why the pollen grains are produced in the large numbers. The next topic is fertilization. So the fusion of gametes, also called the fusion of gametes. Fertilization means the fusion of gametes. It is also called syngamy. Where does fertilization occur? Fertilization occur outside the body of the organism or inside the body. It is two types: external fertilization and internal fertilization. When the fertilization occur outside the female body, then it is known as external fertilization. When it is occur inside the female body, then it is known as internal fertilization. So means if it occur outside the body, then it is known as external, and when it is occur inside the body, then it is known as internal fertilization. So there are two types of fertilization. So what are the modes of what are the next topic is post fertilization events. In post fertilization event, there is the formation of zygote, and then the next is development of embryo. So events in asexual in sexual reproduction after the fertilization are called post fertilization events. These events include development in zygote and embryogenesis. So first is zygote. So formation of zygote by the fusion of gametes like sperm and ova. ठीक है, universal. The formation of diploid zygote is universal in all sexually reproducing